Hello.
Hey, this here am the official pre-show. This is the 2-minute warning, I think. Warning until we get officially beganded. So Alan's going to be hitting some buttons, so he's going to be able to start the show right there with us.
Yes.
Just like he should anyway. So
Don't you want people to watch it?
Sure. Get us some people watching it. Just don't piss any people off to get us to watch it.
Oh, would I do that?
Don't share to places you shouldn't be sharing to, is what I'm saying. See, we're early. Nobody's in here yet, so we could just say whatever we wanted. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Whoop, whoop. Raise the roof. Raising the roof. That's what we're doing. There's a raisin in the roof. There's poison in the water hole.
Someone's poisoned the water hole. God, I don't even know who's watching us. They're not popping up on my thing. Oh, yeah. Chucky's in here.
We're early. We're early. They're like going, hey, what's going on?
What? Yeah.
It ain't 9:30 in my part of the world yet. No, we just getting rolling a little early, so we'd be good to cruise in there, you know. That's the whole idea. So Alan's going to get all his shares out.
I'm in
People are starting to jump in there now going, what in the befuzzles is that?
What in the befuzzles?
I make words up every week. You learned it from me. You got to give me the credit.
I did, because I make up my own words quite often.
Yeah. Anyway, we are at the 9:30 hour.
Yes, we are.
So while you're finishing up doing your things,
I'm just getting the rest of the...
I'm going to give them a big old howdy, guildies,
howdy.
and other streamer surfers. You have steered your meaty machine onto the wave of the best little podcast on games coming out of this store.
Best one.
Alan and I are again going to be your moderators here, basically, to infotain you on all the stuff that we found worthy of infotaining you with for the next, 45, 60 minutes, somewhere
in that range.
We try to hit in that neighborhood. So put your tray table up, strap in tight. Could be a bumpy ride. Probably not. We're not very bumpy people.
Have my tray table up.
Yeah.
My seat back in the full upright
position. Yeah. If you don't like Weird Al, you might be in the wrong place. So this week in our little real world minute, we're going to talk about the big C word.
Yeah.
You know, the corona thing. We're just going to hit real quick because you guys see us every week. We are, if you're watching this from outside of the little bubble that we're in here in rural Missouri, you might wonder what's going on there. Well, I try to keep a watch on the local stuff because we're sort of in rural America. I'm in a small town of 5,000 people, and currently we've had 150 cases in the Tri-County area. Only 40-some of which are still active. No hospitalizations, no deaths in our Tri-County area. And so, based off that and the fact I keep following the numbers, we closed back when they told us to close. I'm open. I don't run sanctioned events because I can't with Wizards of the Coast or anybody else, even if I was doing those.
Right.
But I do run some events in the store. My player base is small. Everyone's comfortable currently with the situation as is, and that's why we are operating the way that we operate. We played some Commander earlier. We'll play some Pioneer tomorrow night, and then we're going to do a Mystery Booster draft on Saturday.
Mystery Boosters.
We'll be talking about. I just kind of glossed over them, but we'll say that again in a minute. So none of those are going to have any promo cards with them. I'll do pack prizes, or I had some signed cards I gave out tonight and things of that nature.
Yep.
So
still find some prizes for people.
But you know, it's hit a lot of places a lot harder than us. It may get to us harder, and I have to be prepared for that.
Right.
A lot of stores have shut down. I read something earlier today that said probably north of 160 stores.
Right.
And I think this is worldwide. It included Canada, UK.
Yeah.
Have closed.
Game stores.
Not all of them citing COVID, but some of them citing COVID as being the reason that they've closed down. So it is affecting your LGS. If you have, it's not us. Even if you're out of Lebanon or Springfield or Ozark or Branson, you know, support your watching us halfway around the world because you stumbled on us, thanks. But support your LGS wherever you are. We can't stress that enough. All your small businesses.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to have some play mats made, and yeah, I can order them online, but I've got a local place. It's going to do them. It's going to cost me more, but they're going to be prizes anyway. I'm going to use my local place and give them some business.
Yep.
I try to do that every chance that I can.
Any kind of hobby store, I mean, like a game store is
Specialty stores.
Specialty stores.
Specialty stores,
They get hit the hardest in this situation.
Yeah, if hobbies, but anything that's a specialty store, you really need to throw them in your business. Sure, you can get it cheaper on Amazon, but Amazon's the devil.
Right.
So, you only go to the devil when you only sell your soul when you have to that devil. So please use your locals all that you can. They really need it. Whether it be that small restaurant that you enjoy going to, even if they're only doing curbside where you're at, try to throw them your business. Whatever it might be, your wherever you get your hair cut, if you're able to go to them, if it's safe for you to do so. All those things. I haven't said that in a while, but it's very important. I've got a really supportive local community that's keeping me going, and I'm super appreciative of that, and I want them to know that. If I don't make that apparent every day the way I act, I'm saying it right now. Without my local community, I would have closed 3 months ago. So I hope to continue on and building. So that's what we're talking about today is that. That's our somber, our serious opening, if you will.
Serious moment.
Yeah. So I did mention a while ago, though, that this week we are continuing with our Commander on Thursday nights, which we just played.
We just finished up.
Yeah, from 6 to 9. And then we wrapped it up just before Chatter started.
Yeah, we had a few different pods go off. So.
We're doing Pioneer on Friday.
Yep.
It's a $5 entry. And,
a little bit of practice for the win-a-box coming up.
You'll $5 entry. We'll play 3 rounds. Win a round, win a pack.
Yep.
And it'll be practice on August 1st, which is a week from Saturday. We're doing a win-a-box for Born of the Gods. I had started those up before COVID hit. This is the first one I've done since. Hopefully, I'm not attempting to draw from a large area. Hopefully, I have enough locals who can support that. But we're going to do a win-a-box for that. I've been doing a bunch of the more recent, older boxes of cards that I was giving away. So that's what we're up to. And that'll be a $15 entry for the win-a-box, and I'll need at least 8 people to make that happen. If I get less than 8, we'll still play, but I'll come up with alternate pricing.
Yeah.
Maybe in mystery boosters or Modern Horizons packs, something of that nature. So I will make good pricing out of it. And then on Saturday, we got the mystery booster draft. That's going to be a $30 entry. The winner is going to get their choice of either the Mechagodzilla buy box promo card that comes with a box, because I save those back for all of the drafts that I do, or they can also get a signature spellbook Chandra. And whatever they don't pick, second place is going to get. Again, looking at getting at least 8 people for that, all right, to make that prize. I get 4 people, we're not giving away that much prize, all right?
Right.
So that's what's going on Saturday. And I think we'll get a nice turnout for that. Mystery Boosters is super fun. If you haven't been able to draft it where you are, but you've been able to get a box, if it's not too late, don't bust it.
Right.
Or try to get 7 friends. Bust that and draft it because it's a hoot.
It is. I sadly ended up busting my first box during quarantine with everything shut down. I looked at it long enough, I had to open it up. And it's what built me my newest blue commander deck, though, because I couldn't figure out what to build. I opened that box. One of these legends is going to be my new commander, because you're going to pull a big pile of legends out of a box of mystery boosters.
Yeah. So that's what's coming up this week and next week a little bit, so that you know what's going on here locally. I do have sign-up sheets available for a couple of breaks that we're going to do. We do box breaks. That's a term that comes from the sports card industry, but we do it for Magic. And rather than doing a double Masters box break, because I'm going to be severely allocated on those, I want to make sure I take care of my pre-orders first. What I'm doing is I ordered a couple of those VIP double Masters packs.
Yeah, those are the $100 packs.
100 plus.
Yes.
But for this one, it'll be a $10 entry. Yeah, you got to be a local. I'm not shipping those things out.
Right.
$10 entry. We're going to bust one of those on stream August 6th.
Yes.
The day before it comes out.
2 weeks.
Yeah. We're going to bust that if we can get enough takers on that at $10 a piece. Do it the same way. We'll draw random numbers 1 through 10, and any cards that end with their collector number, that number you'll get.
Yeah.
There is no insurance on this like
guys.
I do on standard.
Right.
I can't afford to do that.
Right.
So you might not even get cards. It's possible out of those 35 cards that there's a number that you don't get anything.
Right.
So let's be honest. If it's not your cup of tea, if that's not the kind of lottery ticket you want to buy, don't purchase it.
Right. I know it's a luxury lottery ticket for one.
The same night, in addition to that, or only as if I can get the people to do it, we're going to do a Core Set 2021 collector booster box.
Yes.
There's 12 packs in that. That's a $25 entry. And you're much more likely to get some stuff out of that.
Yeah, you're definitely going to pull something
12
out.
packs times 15, the chances you getting of us not hitting any number is pretty slim.
Pretty slim.
But again, no insurance on that other. When I say insurance, what I normally do is that if you don't get at least 3 rares from your number, I make it up in packs out of standard boosters. Can't do that this time. No. But if you want to get involved in those box breaks, pack break and box break, then let me know here locally, and we'll get you hooked up. Come in and pay me here in the store. So that's coming up. That's some things we got going. I still have a sale going on in the store.
The orange tag sale is still going on.
The orange tag sale, I got some orange tag stuff. If you buy 1, it's 20% off. 2, they're each 30% off. And 3, all 3 of them are 40% off. So you need to check those out. I also have, since I can't give out the promo cards for events, what I'm doing is I can use them as a sales incentive.
Yep.
So if you spend $40 on Magic in the store, then you'll get one of the non-foil Universal promo packs from Ikoria or 2021. I got a limited number of Ikorias left.
Right.
And then if you spend $80, you can get that regular one at $40 and a foil one at $80. So you get 2 packs, a regular and foil. Again, and while supplies last, and that's what I'm doing on those. So that's the sales incentive to come in and spend some money locally. So that's what's going on with those. I do want to remind everybody there's no Gen Con this year.
No.
Jane and I normally go. This is going to be the first year for Alan and my daughter-in-law, Shirley, who normally moderates but still working. So
she is watching, but she's not having a chance to commentate.
Right, because she's at work, right?
Yeah, she may already be out of there, close to.
Okay. But we are going to close down the 29th, which is next Wednesday. I won't be open. Normally I'm open on Wednesday, but not next Wednesday. So locals, next Wednesday, don't show up. I won't be here. The rest of the week is normal, but Wednesday we're going to take that long weekend and do some stuff. That's our vacation. So sorry, won't be here.
There is still going to be Gen Con online. A lot of stuff going on with
There
that.
is. I enjoy the people aspect, the in-person aspect.
Right.
I will not be participating in that part, but a lot of folks are. There's a lot of cool things going on. Check it out. It's not too late to get involved in.
There's a lot of merch available, too, for the people that they wanted their Gen Con stuff, or there are some Magic promos and things that were going to be available, and they're now going to be in packages that you can get, kind of like when they do their Command Fest online, to their Grand Prix in a box kind of thing. It'll be similar to that. There are some
I did order the Crystal Cast dice. They're still sealed at my house. We're going to open them next week on vacation. That's going to be our Gen Con. Because every year Crystal Cast makes a dated dice set. So I got those to open next week.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, I know they're doing several different things. I know there's a Soul Ring promo. There's another promo. I
don't even know what all the promos are, I'll be honest.
Night Pack Ambusher has a special promo. And then an Oogie supposed to be a Gen Con specific playmat or something.
There's a bunch. I have not tried to keep up with it. I'll just be honest.
Yeah.
Since I wasn't going, I kind of it's just a missed thing for me.
They are still trying to run the big Magic events that would normally happen at Gen Con. They will be running them through either Spell Table, which is using a phone over Discord and stuff to play live Magic, and there's going to be Magic Online. You may have seen some headlines about they're going to be giving out God accounts to people.
I heard about that.
From what I heard, this is the very first time, though, that when a God account is given out for Magic Online, it's not locked specifically to an event.
Right, you're going to get to use it for
a day,
a few days,
a day or two, or something like that. You can enter a league. You can
all
just
weekend, maybe.
You can just play with all these cool cards that you normally don't get to. If you're a Magic Online,
vintage.
yeah, if you're a Magic Online kind of person, it's a cool opportunity.
God account means you're getting a play set of every card available in whatever format,
yes.
So anyway, check that out. Hey, if you hadn't heard about the Transformers TCG, never mind. It's dead.
Yeah,
Looks like the average life expectancy of a CCG anymore is about 2 years.
Yeah.
Nothing seems to be able to break the wall down for Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! The big three seems to have it locked up.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Star Wars Destiny, Kaijudo years ago from Hasbro. Now, Transformers.
There's been a lot of things come and go.
Yeah, Keyforge, if you want to call it, it's not the same, but if you want to call it, a lot of these games last about 2 years.
Over the years,
Transformers is dead.
Yeah.
WotC has pulled the plug hardcore quickly.
Yeah,
and it is gone. So just it didn't hit here, so I didn't even carry it after trying to push it a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some failed ideas that gaming mechanics moved over to the same R&D teams, and they had tried some new things in card games with Transformers. So
possibly.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try those with Magic now.
Yeah. So for you MTG Arena folks out there, I did stumble upon a little piece of info that you might be interested in, and this kind of applies maybe even if you don't play Arena, and that is I don't know, it's TEO. I don't know what that stands for, but
I'm not really sure.
But Q2 2020 most relevant
the
PC games.
Observer.
Yeah, the Esports Observer, TEO. Okay. And previously, MTG Arena had been holding at Tier 2.
High in the Tier 2, actually, I believe.
It has now dropped completely out. They only go Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3.
Yeah.
MTG Arena is not in any of those tiers.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means there's fewer people playing it or just more people playing the other games, or if it has something to do with the amount of prizing or the amount of prized events. I don't really know what the metrics are, but I stumbled across that piece of intel, thought I'd throw it out there. I think Arena is still doing really good.
It is doing really
for
well,
Hasbro and Wizards, but I don't know. That seems to be a little bit. Hearthstone's still up there, Tier 2.
The meta has been rough lately too with Standard. I think after we start seeing some of these other tournaments with Historic and they push it to a bigger, maybe that'll help them.
People are tired of certain things, so rotation generally fixes that.
Right.
And as we talked last week, I'd like to see that rotation happen a little bit more frequently.
Right. I mean, I think Ramp, they've just pushed Ramp beyond the drawbacks that used to exist. I've seen Historic, which I don't play much Arena, but apparently Tier 1 in Historic now is Muxus, is Goblins, with the Muxus guy from Jumpstart is Tier 1 because it can make turn 4 kills, and it actually can take out Ramp. It's fast enough to take out Ramp, which the normal Standard metagame hasn't been able to, which normally you play Ramp, you die to aggro. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to have 8 lands on the board by turn 4, aggro is going to kill you, but the Standard meta hasn't allowed that recently. Apparently there's been a shift in Historic, at least. Goblins are king, which you can't gripe about that.
It's about time. It's been a long time since Goblins were king of anything.
Anything, yeah.
I would like to see the return of some Goblins. So they have been printing some better Goblins lately.
Yeah.
We haven't done it for a while. I don't know. I don't think I missed it in June, and we are still in July, so I'm kind of going to run probably July, August together. A little bit of confusing stuff here, but Chronicles came out at the end of July, 1st of August,
1995.
25 years ago. So we're going to talk a little bit about Chronicles, and if you don't know about Chronicles, you might learn something. If you do, then maybe you want to tune out or see if you know it.
Chronicles was an interesting time in Magic's history.
Yeah, it's one of only 2 times they had 12-card booster packs, Alliances being the other.
Right.
It was all reprints. There was no new cards in it.
No new cards.
It was just Arabian Nights, Antiquities, Legends, and the Dark. And they kept the original set symbol. It was white bordered.
They had a rule back then that they couldn't, if it had been printed in black border, any reprint had to be in white border.
Yeah, they got rid of that pretty soon after.
Right.
But it was still in effect there. And it was designated as an extended edition.
Yes.
So in what was then Type 2 play, you could play Chronicles cards.
Yes.
And some of those did get played at some of the events back then.
There was some good stuff that was printed in the Chronicles. Some of the good stuff did get printed there.
They updated the rules text and everything to make the templating current.
Right.
For example, Cyclone from Arabian Nights instructed players to place chips on the card.
Right.
And by the time this came out, counters was the accepted terminology.
Yeah.
So they used those.
Yeah.
What happened was that
Those original sets, Legends, Arabian Nights, and
tough to get.
they are gone.
They were gone like this, and a lot of casual players never got to play with them.
Yeah.
People who were
couldn't find them.
into the tournament scene would spend the money, go get the cards. So WotC decided that they would try to make those people happy, print something, they could sell it,
Right.
But what they didn't expect was the big backlash of the people who were collecting it and
Right.
said, oh my gosh, now my cards are worth nothing.
nothing.
Because it caused the older cards, the original prints, to drop at first.
Yes.
But they didn't reprint the really big things
No.
out of there. There was no Tabernacle, no Abyss, no Moat.
No Workshop.
None of these things, Nether Void, not even Maze of Ith. They didn't reprint any of these cards that were big cards at the time. But a lot of the cards, the Elder Dragons. Were one of the things, because Nicol Bolas and so forth were worth like, I don't know, $50 or $100 a piece when this came out, and they just went,
They bottomed out in a hurry.
They didn't reprint Mana Drain, a lot of stuff like that.
Right. There
So
were
anyway,
still some decent cards in the set,
Yeah.
but they didn't put the power. The power wasn't there. Yeah. Oh yeah, we still had multiple levels of common and uncommon at the time. Didn't
we did. There were C1s and C2s and C3s, C4s. They also still released general print numbers back then.
Right.
And it's estimated 180 million Chronicles cards were produced. If you go do the math, you can figure out how many rares that is and so forth.
Oh yeah.
If you want to do that. The thing that tied in with this, that they made Chronicles in English, but they made Renaissance for countries that hadn't had these cards.
They came out in
German and French,
and Italian.
Well, Italian had the legend cards already printed because there's Italian legends.
Okay.
So the Italian version was a smaller set because they already had
legends.
They already had legends, yeah.
So yeah, Renaissance was black bordered because, as we had said before, they couldn't reprint something. It had to be printed in black bordered first, then white
border. So Renaissance sets are black bordered if you find those.
Yes.
So you can find German and French black bordered cards that have
the set symbol.
Have the set symbols on them. Yes.
You need to look at the bottom for a copyright date. Is where you get
a copyright date and do a little bit of research on that internet thing, and you can figure out what's what.
And Renaissance is a weird set that you almost can't even find reference to in some places.
So it was successful in a lot of ways. It opened up the game for people because it made cards available, much like the master sets do now.
Yes.
For people who can't get them. So it made them available. It also, the biggest thing Chronicles is known for is creating the reserved list.
That backlash from the collectors is what sparked WotC to create the reserved list, because
they were making a collectible card game.
Right.
It was marketed as a CCG. Nowadays we use CCG and TCG interchangeably, but Magic is a CCG. It was marketed to be collectible.
Right.
And so WotC responded pretty quickly and maybe severely in creating the reserved list.
Yeah.
And I'd say it was probably over the top.
Over the top.
I've come to believe that it's not going anywhere. There was a time when I thought they could do away with it. I still think they could. I just think they won't. And if they do, I think it's probably a sign that we're near the end.
As Barry say, I'm afraid that the time it happens, it's in the death throes of the game.
I don't really... I don't really see how if they reprinted Black Lotus, that it makes the old Black Lotuses cheaper. There might be a little bit of just pure players who don't care, and you put some spectacular art on it, that would dump Unlimited or whatever in order to get the new one.
Oh, yeah.
And then that would put them back onto the market. But there's enough collectors out there, I think we could hold value.
Yes.
And even if there was a slight dip, I don't think it would take long to bounce back.
Oh, no. I would agree there would probably be a slight dip at the beginning, but I don't think it would last, yeah.
And there's a bunch of cards on the reserve list that don't need to be there.
Yeah. Because
nobody plays them, nobody wants them, they're not collectible, nobody cares.
When they created this reserve list, they created very arbitrary rules about how it was going to work. So many cards from each set had to be put on the reserve list.
There was a certain percentage, but the idea was if they thought they were going to want to reprint it in a core set, they didn't put it on there.
Right.
And if they thought they'd never reprint it in a core set, it went on the reserve list.
Right.
And so you ended up, and Mercadian Mask was the last set they did that with. They did away with the reserve list going forward from that point and said everything was reprintable.
Right.
And so that's kind of what happened. Mercadian Mask, yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, that's a big argument that comes up from time to time. Let's do away with the reserve list. Let's do something else. Let's reprint those. I'm on the side of we can do away with it. The value wouldn't leave because we have, after a quarter of a century, we have true collectability.
Right.
They've reprinted Superman #1, Action Comics #1 a dozen times, and it hasn't caused that to be worth less money. So I think at this point it's silly to think that it would cause that big a deal. But I'm not a lawyer.
Right.
I don't play one on TV.
I still find it hard to believe that there would be actual legal ramifications. I just don't know how that
I've read
work.
a lot of articles about it, and I still don't know. But it's one of those things that people talk about. People could sue because they spent money on cards that were. That's assuming the cards become valueless, and I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think you're going to see the Black Lotus drop from $10,000 to nothing, or to even $1,000.
No.
I think you might see a 20 to 40% hit on some of the lower level cards.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe on the upper level a little bit, but I think it's going to bounce back pretty quick.
Some of the lower level reserve stuff or reserve list stuff may take major hits that never come back if it's stuff that actually sees play now.
There are Fallen Empires cards on the reserve list. Fallen Empires. Nothing out of Fallen Empires is over $5, I don't think. So,
no.
I mean, are we really worried about that?
I don't know if anything's that high.
Yeah.
Him's that high?
No, I don't think him's that high. Rainbow Veil.
Rainbow Veil?
There's one of the sapperling makers.
Oh, okay.
I can't think. But anyway, there's not very many. A couple. All right. So anyway, that's your little stroll down memory lane. A little bit of history. Chronicles coming out. The very first reprint set ever.
Yeah.
So I think we've shown today that we can handle reprint sets, and with Watsy doing alternate arts, full arts, and all those things, Double Masters is coming, and that's what we're going to talk about for the rest of the show. I think is Double Masters.
Yeah,
it's coming, and if you haven't seen, whoo boys,
they juiced it.
So I think the first thing we're going to talk about is we're gonna hit some highlights here on the Making Magic article this week from Mark Rosewater on the Mothership.
Yep.
It tells a little bit about how this came about.
How Double Masters was made.
So bear with me. I'm gonna synopsize, if that's a word. Or did I make that one up?
Let's just start here. The heading on this first part, he nails it. The elephant in the room, because if y'all remember,
if you were around in 2018 November, master sets are going away for the foreseeable future.
Right.
That's what we were told. Now, how long is the foreseeable future? We could all argue on that. How long is that? Well, it turns out to be a little less than 2 years.
Yeah.
But at the time that it went, they had no other master sets in the works, none planned. And yet it had been a successful series, so they didn't want to just shut it down and say, we're never making master sets again.
Right.
Just foreseeable future. We don't know when we'll do it again. And so that's what they did. It had taken a slot that they had been using called the innovation slot.
The innovation, yeah.
So they had started with Plane Chase way back.
Right.
In 2009. And then we had done Arch Enemy 2010, Commander 2011. Right. Some things in the innovation slot keep going. I think Commander's really the only one that's been a yearly thing. But Conspiracy, Battle Bomb, all those came in the innovation slot.
Jumpstart this year was probably...
Jumpstart is probably the innovation product for this year, yeah. So... And then master sets were popular, so they did it 2013, 15, 17. Decided to do Eternal Masters. And they got crazy and they did too many.
Yeah, they did Eternal, Iconic, Ultimate, right? And 25.
Masters 25.
They all seemed like they came very quickly.
One of the things they did is they were doing it so fast it was hard to keep up.
Yes.
I believe is one of the things he says. But they were also, even though he doesn't put it this way, they were burning reprint equity.
Yes.
So reprint equity is the fact that people have to want cards in order. He makes its money by selling us packs.
Yes.
Not by reprinting all the cards we want and selling singles, except for Secret Lairs.
Right.
So they make their money by selling packs. So if you reprint the same card too much, too often, and they tried not to do it twice in a single year in different products, it's happened a few times, but in general, they try not to reprint the same card in 2 products in the same calendar year. So every time you reprint a card, it burns some of its reprint equity.
Right.
Now, Mythics and Rares takes a little longer, and the Winds of Change, catch that, mean that, like, Tarmogoyf, for instance, used to be a highly sought-after card.
No matter how many times they printed it.
Lots of reprints, finally brought the price down, plus it lost favor in the format, and now you can pick them up for less than $50, I think.
I believe.
Where it used to be 3 times that.
Yeah, it used to be that even after they'd printed it several times, it was still a $100 card plus.
So the reprint equity was going away, and so and people were tired of master sets because they had done so many.
Right.
And that's a true thing. We had fatigued from master sets. So they decided Ultimate Masters would be the splashy send-off, and then they'd quit doing them and they'd work on other things. So what does the foreseeable future mean? Well, if you remember, we talked, if you've been watching, a regular viewer, we talked sometimes sanctioned was a parachute product.
Yes.
Something they had planned out to put something in the calendar.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure who makes the calendar. I'm not sure what decides when things get made or how often they want to make things.
Right.
But they pulled that parachute and it was gone. So Mayro says he's not sure what caused it, but originally Commander Legends, which we're getting later on in the fourth quarter, was supposed to come out when Double Masters is coming out. And they moved it. And then they had a blank spot. But they knew about this not far enough in advance to make a brand new product, like Jumpstart is sort of a new product or a new set. But they knew about it far enough in advance they could make a reprint set. And so they used a lot of different... You should read the article. It's much better than the way I'm telling it.
Right.
They went through the people in the company and looked for ideas and everything. And they went through a bunch of ideas. Cornucopia, where they put 4 in a pack. But they didn't want to do that because they like to kind of step you up to things. He relates it to something like Force of Nature was the biggest creature in Alpha.
Yeah.
Now, that's an 8/8. We now have 16/16s, but if they just made a 16/16 in, like Legends, they would have lost all that time of incrementing up.
Right.
So we might get someday to a pack that has 4 or 5 rares in it, but didn't want to start on it right away. So we get somewhere in the middle. So they came up with the double thing and to double a whole bunch of it.
Mayro loves the double thing.
Double rares, double box toppers,
double foils, right?
And all that stuff. So that's kind of how they came about it, and they had to fill a slot.
Right.
And that's kind of how Double Masters came to be a thing.
The fact that on a shorter than normal time period they were able to get the art together for some of these things, though, is incredible. I know they didn't have to design new cards, but there's a lot of new art and special things in this set.
Yeah, and if you haven't heard, when we draft this thing, You get to pick
twice.
Twice. Your
On
first pick is two cards.
cards.
If you like both the rares, you can take both the rares.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want the feel bads, you know.
Right. Which is incredible.
So that's kind of why we have Double Masters, how it came about. That's a real quick rundown.
Right.
Read the article, goes into more detail on the whole thing. But that's kind of how it came to be. So, Double Masters.
have you guys been looking at these?
they've been previewing these things all week. And we're just going to do some oohing and ahhing and wowing here for a little bit and go over some of the stuff if you haven't seen it. I've got it pulled up.
They just keep hitting.
Scryfall has 110 different cards.
Yeah.
I believe. So
the hits just keep coming.
And we're not even seeing that much in the way of commons and uncommons yet, and the ones we do are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've got Karn liberated. So that's pretty sweet for colorless, right? And then geez, we got Austere Command. Boon Reflection, that doubles, you know.
Yeah.
Council's Judgment.
It's a Flicker gets a reprint. I mean, that's an uncommon, but
as an uncommon, yeah. Originally it was a rare, so it's a downshift. Kimba Regent, Path to Exile. Remember, this is draftable too, guys.
Yeah.
Stonehewer Giant. Thraben Inspector.
Yep.
What is that one? Valorous Stance. So that's a couple of common and uncommon.
Wrath of God.
Wrath of God. Before we continue, we really ought to mention that there are some box toppers, if you didn't catch that.
Some
box
showcase
toppers,
art.
The box toppers are going to have full bleed art.
Yeah.
And some of those cards, that's the only way you can get them. They got different art. So Wrath of God is in the set, but as a box topper, it has a different piece of art.
It's incredible too.
Actually, it's not a box topper, right? It's the buy a box card.
It's a promo. Yeah.
It's the buy a box. There are two buy a box cards.
Yes, that and.
So Wrath of God is a buy a box card with a different piece of art, and Court of Calling,
which awesome reprint as well.
Also an awesome reprint. Yeah, we were just kind of going by color here.
I know.
So.
Sorry, but.
You know,
hard not to say something.
I mean, it's just the hits keep coming. You get Arkham Daxon,
Braids, Cyclonic Rift. You want to say it?
Force of Will, Grand Architect, Jace TMS, yeah, Master of Ethereum, Master Transmuter, Phyrexian Metamorph, Reshape, Thirst for Knowledge, Thought Reflection, Treasure Mage, Well of Ideas, Beacon of Unrest,
Dark Confidant.
Bob is back.
And he has a special art, which is pretty sweet as well.
Skittles is back.
If
you don't know who Skittles is, he's Infect Dragon.
Yeah.
Skithrix, the Blight Dragon.
We were dealing with him earlier.
We were dealing with him earlier tonight, yes.
Vampire Hex Mage.
Oh, yeah, he's been printed to death, but yeah, he's back.
Well, if you're playing, Dark Depths, whatever.
Blasphemous Act, Rolling Earthquake, Sneak Attack.
Grim Lava.
Also has some sweet box topper.
Yes.
That is Crop Rotation. Which has only, I think, had one reprint since its original.
Yeah, and it's got a really sweet showcase art, too. If I remember, it's got Doran in it, and yeah.
Of course, Doubling Season
is in Double Masters.
Which is super sweet.
Exploration. With
Greater Good. Oh, I don't know if that's had a reprint since the original.
Battle Bond.
Battle Bond had one?
Battle Bond had Greater Good.
Noble Hierarch.
Reclamation Sage in the uncommon slot.
Yeah.
Thragtusk.
We've had that a bunch.
Thragtusk.
Vengevine. Atraxa.
Baleful Breya.
Geist of St. Trav. Kalia the Vast. That's a good one.
Meddling Mage.
Rise the Redeemed.
Sharoom.
Voice of Resurgence. Basilisk Collar.
Blightsteel Colossus, which also has a super cool looking showcase in a
Bosch Duplicate Engineered Explosives.
Yeah.
Ensnaring
Bridge.
I mean, the hits Expedition Map, also with a sweet.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes. Hammer of Nazan, Kuldotha Forge Master.
Lux Cannon, Mana Crypt again.
Mishra's Bauble, Masterwork of Ingenuity,
Mox Opal.
Sculpting steel, man. I mean,
it just keeps coming.
Sundering
Titan. The sword. We got at least 2 swords.
I'm assuming all the swords. Fire and Ice and War and Peace are both out there.
I would assume so. They haven't been crunched out by the numbers yet. So
Trinisphere. I don't believe that's had a reprint.
No.
Other than
it has
an invention.
Yes.
Walking Ballista. Wormcoil Engine. Who doesn't like these cards?
Academy Ruins.
Blinkmoth Nexus. Dark Depths. The Filterlands.
Yes.
Glimmer Void. Thespian Stage. The
Tron.
Urzalands. Tron lands.
The most beautiful thing in this whole set has got to be the Tron lands. They are just astounding.
And then we get the Unhinged and the Battle for Zendikar full arts, I believe.
In a different frame. A more open frame.
Yeah, so the Urzalands and Karn are actually a panorama.
Yeah, by Mark.
That go together.
By Mark Tadine.
I cannot believe that's Tadine when it's Teeden to me. I've always said Teeden.
I've always have too, but I've realized recently a lot of people have.
Yeah, I know. It just seems like there should be an E on the end if it's Tadine.
Yeah.
But anyway.
He's been doing magic art since the beginning.
But he hasn't done any for a while.
I don't know how long, but quite a while.
For quite a while. So, anyway, check it out. There's a flub on this, by the way, if you haven't heard or seen. The artwork for the lands and Karn is panorama, but they zoomed in on Karn, so when you lay them beside each other, it doesn't match.
Oh.
The 3 lands match together, but you can buy a print and get it in all its glory. So that might be a print worth getting since the lands don't match with the Karn.
Oh, that sneak attack, I hadn't seen it. That is really sweet.
Oh, the sneak attack is way cool.
Yeah.
Is way cool.
See Doran in that crop rotation? It looks like Doran.
Yeah.
Dragon there. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Some of these borderless are just...
We got a new Force of Will by Scott Fisher.
It's incredible. Phyrexian Metamorph is getting a cool... there's just so many. These are...
Cyclonic Rift. Council's Judgment gets the treatment.
Yeah. Bob.
Sneak attack. Crop. So, here's the thing, too, that some people are a little upset with. Not all of the cards that are getting this full border treatment are rares or mythics. Some of them are commons or uncommons, but when they get the full treatment,
they get a rare symbol.
They get a rare symbol.
We saw
crop rotations are rare.
We saw this for really the first time in Core 21, though. Cultivate got a showcase, a full art showcase, while it was only an uncommon, unlike all the others. So now it's just happening more.
So I don't know if that's just because they want it to show special because it's getting the special treatment. I also think that these are only available in foil out of the VIP packs.
Yes.
But that's okay. Not everybody wants the foil.
Foils,
Most people prefer non-foils. They don't curl as bad when you play tournaments.
Especially if you live in
this doubling season. I've got a Judge promo that I play with in the Squirrel deck, but I might be ready to get rid of that.
That's really
for this Ron Spencer with the 2 baby dragons here.
The exploration down there.
Oh my gosh, that thing is so beautiful. It was the first piece of art we got, but I still look at that and go, wow.
That exploration down there. I'm not even sure who the artist is on that, but it's beautiful.
That's your buddy Mark.
Is it? Makes sense.
Yep.
There's just so many of these showcases that are just
Atraxa, Kalia the Vast, Meddling Mage, Blightsteel.
The Blightsteel is sweet.
Oh my gosh, Wayne Reynolds knocks it out of the park. Expedition Map, again, is a rare.
Right.
Sorry, Pauper, you can't play with that anymore. It's sad. Paupertron doesn't get Expedition Map.
Right.
Not because it's rare in here, but because it got banned.
Well, it's just like, Mox Opal's getting reprints in here, and they got, knocked out of Modern not long ago.
Yeah.
And that's a sweet-looking Mox Opal.
It is sweet-looking. It is very sweet. The swords that we mentioned have a treatment. The Wormcoil Engine, Academy Ruins, and those Urzalands.
Those Urzalands are by far just nothing... Wow.
I want those.
I do too. I don't even play Tron, but I'm like, I kind of want a set of those, and I want to play Tron now.
Guys, it is some sweet stuff. Depending on how bad I get allocated, I may not have any boxes for sale other than the people who pre-ordered them. We'll see, because I'm definitely going to run at least one draft.
Yeah.
So check that out. That should be getting posted. If I haven't already posted it, should be getting posted soon, because I have my August calendar completed. I don't think I've completed that just yet. But I need to get it posted up, because August is almost here, folks.
Yeah, we only
Have
got...
you paid attention to that calendar? It's almost upon us.
We have eight more days or so.
Yeah, Double Masters launch August 7th. I've already got it posted up. Good,
All right.
Good for me. I'm on for once.
Yeah.
You know, it's a $40 draft, guys.
Yeah.
That's as cheap as I can go.
These are not...
First and second are going to split the box toppers. And, you know, I need 8 players to make that work.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't really do it with less on a box that expensive.
Yeah, it's got 24 packs in it, so 8 players is all I can do.
Yeah.
First 8, if I've got enough boxes, then the second 8 will go in another group. So if you're wanting to play in that, it might not hurt to register early for it as well. That's coming August 7th. Again, I don't know for sure if I'm going to get allocated on that, so I hate to say what I've got. I've got several boxes pre-ordered I got to take care of. So, but we do have a Pioneer Winner box on the 1st. We got the Double Masters launch, which that's a Friday.
Yep.
The Double Masters launch is a Friday, not a Saturday. Okay? So that's coming up. That's Double Masters, folks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we still have plenty more cards to see.
Oh yeah, we're not even halfway there, I don't think. But we do have most of the big stuff, I think.
Well, aren't there extra mythics and extra rares in the set to begin with?
There's 40 mythics. I don't know how many we've got, and I don't remember how many rares there are.
I think there's like 100 rares instead of the 53 or something. So
yeah. So there's a lot in there for sure, because it's double.
It's double, yeah.
It's double. Double your pleasure, double your fun. Alan, you got anything else? Have we missed anything?
I don't think we've missed
Let me glance over it and see if we sheet.
No, I've just been trying to keep up with all the crazy previews that are hitting very fast, because no, we got it all, and
we got everything on there. Has anybody posted any questions or had any comments over there that we could yak at? We're at about the 45-minute. We're in the 45-minute
we're in that
section.
45-minute range. Frank, yes, the Force Will alternate is just mind-blowingly sweet. You are correct.
It is. The colors on it are just
it's
wow.
The swords, the alternates on the swords, I have to say, are very well done as well.
I can't find fault in anything that I'm seeing here.
Right, that's fair.
I can't find fault in any of it. And I want all these green cards.
I love Atraxa, Kalia, Meddling Mage, this whole series right through here. They kind of have the comic book look we got, the Kalia especially. Kalia, that special arts.
Yeah. I want all these green cards. So.
Right.
Gimme, 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 gimme. But, yeah, if we don't have any questions, comments, or anything, I do appreciate everybody watching.
Yep.
Hopefully in a couple of weeks, if I can sell out these breaks, we can have something to open on camera.
Yeah, Joe was in here earlier, and he was... Apparently, I need to buy an exit game for me and Joe to play together.
The exit games have been very popular. If you haven't tried those, check those out. It's like an escape room in a box.
They are fantastic.
So check those out. The exits and the unlock.
Yep. He was like, I can see them right behind you. We need to play one of those.
Yeah, they're back there. Oh, we forgot to close the door.
We did.
To the kitchen.
You'd been blocking it almost the entire show, so I had it mentioned.
Hey, guys, I know I said it at the top, but if you missed the top, I appreciate everybody supporting me through this COVID situation that's going on, supporting the store, coming out to the guild. I am trying my best to keep bringing you everything I can till I just can't any longer. And maybe that day comes, maybe it doesn't. I am following the numbers to see if it's what I think is safe.
Right.
You guys have to decide for yourself if you think it's safe before you come out to play in any event that I run. But I am following that. I do appreciate everybody. I am looking at doing some 10th anniversary stuff. That's coming up. That's only about 6 weeks away now, 6 or 7.
Yep.
And I'm trying to add stuff to the store. So, hopefully some Games Workshop will hit. If I can pull the trigger on that big a spend to take that big a leap, I'm looking at that at the end of the summer. And we'll just keep going. I've been growing the minis, and for your D&D players,
Yeah.
check out the Nolzur's selection I've got. It's about 2 or 3 times as big as it was 2 months ago. So
a lot of
check
stuff
that out.
over there.
Check that out. Anyway, I appreciate all you guys. I don't guess I've got anything else to relate at this time, unless Alan's come up with something.
No, I don't think so. I think that's
Go check out
awesome.
Reblogatog. We're
Yep.
still doing that every week. Posted up on YouTube. Grove Gamers Guild's the channel. Go
Yep.
check that out. We post these up there, so you can watch it there.
If you'd like to go back if you missed part of it.
You can go watch the Reblogatog. We're getting ready to shoot a new one when we get done here.
Yep.
It will be number 20, I think we're on.
Yes.
This is number 75 of this. We've been doing this a while.
Yeah.
We're going to have to quit that numbering pretty soon.
Yeah, that's just
That's like new kids do that.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
And remember, for all your games,
Grove Gamers Guild,
where everybody knows your game.